Let me remove this banner. Hey, Gems. How are you guys doing? It's Life with Marlene here. I am your channel for all things Florida. Going to the beaches. I do some vlogs, and I also do some topics to motivate and encourage you as well. So I just wanted to do a live a little bit and chat with you, Gems, see how you guys are doing. How has your December been so far? We only have how many? 5 days, 6 days? 6 days left in this year. So this year has gone by really fast. And I just want to ask a question to all of you, Gems. Um, in 2023, did you, let me put my topic up here. In 2023, did you follow your gut instinct? There's a lot of times where we probably knew what we should do, but we didn't listen to it. And I feel like this topic can apply to a lot of different things. Um, and this is one of them. Um, Talking about this, following your gut instinct, because I think a lot of times when something is inside of you, like in your heart, it does a lot of things by following your gut instinct. Your gut instinct warns you from danger of things, and there's a lot of people in our lives that we know of, but they are not good for us. Let that marinate. Let that stay on your mind and your heart for a little bit. But not everybody that we know is good for us, and it definitely is a life lesson. It's a life lesson for me. I definitely had to learn my own worth. I had to know what I deserve, and with that, I had to learn to follow my gut instinct because listen, y'all, I speak real to you and everything, but not everybody we have in our life that we know is good for us. And it could be toxic relatives, could be toxic, any toxic relationship, whether it be relative, whether it be significant other, it could be your children, it could be the workplace. But a lot of people who are in our lives don't deserve to be in our life. And deep inside of us, we know that. We know that they are not good for us. We know that they are harmful for our mental health. So I'll start with that one. Hey, Retirement, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing well. And good afternoon to you as well. Um, and they're not good for us. They really aren't. But we definitely have to follow our gut instinct and listen to that. But it's hard to say that to yourself, acknowledging that people that we care about are not good for us, that they're toxic. It's hard enough to admit to ourselves when we need help, but we also don't want to see that we have drawn somebody that is toxic to us, which could be, the person you're in a relationship with, or it could be whoever. It could be whoever it is, but we know when somebody is toxic to us. Hi, Chimmydale. How are you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Hello to you too. Um, I think that that's an important thing as well to talk about. That it's so important to be in tune, in touch with ourself. Not everybody who is in our life, namely the relatives and romantic relationship, we have to learn to be more careful on who we allow to get into our head. I started off with this on my spirit today, and I said I have to come over and talk to you, Gems, and say this that sometimes we do select people in our life that really are affecting our mental health. And It could be the romantic relationship. It could be in the workplace, not setting those boundaries and doing what we need to do. And a lot of times we know people aren't good for us in our life and they're affecting us. They're using us in some type of way. They're not showing appreciation to us. um, they always want something from us, or some people is just that feeling they give you that, you know what I mean, Gems, like just something is not right about them. You can't quite put your finger on it, and it could be in friendship, it could be in your romantic relationship, it could be whatever, but there's something funny or fishy about this person, but you just don't know what. So I have to say, follow your gut instinct. Our gut always tells us when something is not right. We know that something isn't right with this person, either by the way that they're acting like strange, weird. But also it could be that, we know in our heart that this is a person that, I don't even know how to say it. We already know that this is a person who's stopping our personal growth. And that's hard to admit that people that we love, namely relative or children or workplace or friendships, they just take. They just take, they just take, they just take, they just take, they just want, and it's never anything back to us. Oh, you were late. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Um, I really don't want you guys to relate to this because I never would want anybody to have this sort of emotional pain, this sort of mental pain. Nobody likes to feel taken for granted, but it is something that is real. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. And good evening to you. Yeah, no appreciation at all. No appreciation. I feel like that's a crazy thing that we have to identify it as a part of, loving ourselves too, that it's not about them, it's not about other people and what they want and what they need. And it's a journey in our life until you come into your own and you can speak up for yourself. You can say what you need to say, and you don't have to be rude or nasty. It could be as simple as not answering phone calls, not letting yourself be available every time they call or they need you or want you or want to be bailed out. I personally, I can't speak for everybody. I had to personally learn to not make myself so available for everybody, namely relative and person that you're in a relationship with. Because if you're always available for them, it's not a good thing. You have to have your own personal time. So it is about putting up some boundaries. Hi, Rudy. How are you doing? Welcome. And that's something, it's a learned thing. We have to learn ourselves. We have to know what we want. We have to know what we like. And I have to say this too, you have to know what you deserve. Because of life and its busy schedules, we have to stop enabling our relative, person you're in a relationship with, friends, anybody in your circle of love, people that you really care about. We have to stop being the yes person and always making them happy. And are they doing things to give back to you and pour into you and show you the love that you deserve? And I did have to stop and think about that there were so many times that I had poured so much energy and so much love into them and doing the things that they wanted and they needed, but when I needed support in other aspects, because it doesn't always have to be what you call it, it doesn't always have to be a financial support. It could be a mental support, it could be a spiritual support, it could be a, I can't think, a physical support, like say you're going through some sort of health issue or something, but you deserve to get support back as well, however it is that you need it. And I know that everybody can't give uh, all the time at a moment's notice, but for the most part, they should be giving back or pouring into you, giving you what you need. And some people just don't know how to. And I do have to, while I'm on this topic, talking about following your gut instinct, there are some people that we know and they're not all the way together. We talk about this many times, that there are some people that we know and they are not mentally stable. They are not mentally stable. They have some sort of mental illness, and it could be schizophrenia, it could be bipolar, it could be a person who has like control issues. So, yeah, a lot of things that other people can have. And when you are around people and they have some mental illness or they have some things that they have not worked on themselves, it, it's almost like when they don't work on themselves and they don't work on their problems, you start to get their problems because you have to always continuously hear about it. So that's not fun. It's kind of frustrating to be around people who always want but never do for themselves, never do for others. That they really don't care about anything that is not their own agenda. And this brings me back to the title of today's topic, following your gut instinct. We know when we are not treated in a good manner, or we know that a person is not like a person that you can grow with, you can build with, or they are helping to bring something out in you that you normally don't have. So we know when something is not right about somebody, or we know the people who are not right for us. And the question that you always have to ask is, why do I keep settling? Why do I keep settling? And why do I keep allowing other people to use me? And it all comes down to that word love. People throw that word love out so freely and talk about love, but they aren't being about love. Hey, Juicing with Jay, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. If you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. I know we all know people that always talk about how much they care about us and how much they love us, but they don't show anything by their action. And the older that I'm getting, I'm more about that these days. I really don't care about hearing the word I love you if that I love you has stipulations. It has I love you if, I love you when, I love you but. Like it's not just that pure love that they're there to give you what you need and be supportive of you. It always has to be I love you when you can do this for me. I love you if you can do this, do that for me. I love you if only during those times they love you. And I don't like that. I really have been going through a whole journey in my life, you know, weeding out people that I know. And while it's not an easy thing, but it's something that I have to do so that I can grow into being the best form of myself that I can be. Because when when you're constantly used and so much mind games, and you know, you all know what I'm talking about. Hey, Tamika Davis, how are you doing? Welcome. It's good to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. Appreciate you being here. If you could please hit the like, I really appreciate it. Yeah, love is an action word. It really is. And it's just I'm just at the point in my life where I really can't be around people anymore that don't do something for me. And I know that that may not sound nice, but I'm an honest person. I can't always be the one pouring out, you know. And like I said, it's many ways to show love. It's not just monetary. Love can be shown in so many ways, you know, just checking, um, just checking on that person and being the support that that person needs, all of those things. So, yeah, it's one of those things that, I had to learn to be honest with myself and stop going by people who always are saying it, I love you, I love you, I love you. But that love, like, it's empty. And the only and if you pay attention to people in your life, do they just tell you they love you and then maybe 5 minutes later, I love you, but here's what I really called for, or here's why I really showed up. It's not because they love you. They're using that love word, like love bombing you into affecting your emotions to get you to do something. And that's toxicity. And I really am tired of it. And I know that there are some people that really have been doing that for such a long time, that for such a long time, people get used to the toxicity. They get used to being manipulative. They get used to everybody letting them get away with everything. And then when they have people in their life that don't let them get away with things, they get frustrated, or they want to talk about you behind your back or something like that. Or if you told them something, they want to expose personal and private things about you. For me, those are the people that I call low vibrational. If your vibe is not high, if your energy is not high, if you're always a person that comes around just to take, just to use, or you always just want to pour out everything that you're going through and dealing with, but you never, you know ask others, how are you doing? Well, it's nothing wrong with, sharing how you feel. Conversation goes both ways. But yeah, that was a lot for me to process recently. Being woman enough to say, I'm no longer going to allow you to use me. I'm no longer going to allow. I'm no longer going to let the entitlement that other people that know you have put up with. And we all know people like that, among our relative, who just say, oh, you know how they are, right? We all know some. You know how they are. And because they've been doing something for a long time, everybody gives them a pass. But I really am tired of that. Hey, the mother and daughter duo, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Hold on one second, guys. You guys already know what it is. Always get a phone call as soon as you go live. Thank you so much for sharing the time, Rudy. So, like I was saying, we definitely have to do better with being pure and authentic. Learning to be your pure and authentic self. And some people don't get it because I talk about it all the time. And yeah, I talk about it all the time. And some people who are my relatives how do I say this in a nice way? I guess there's no nice way to say it, but certain people I can't deal with because, if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits, um, so I can't allow people to always be takers and to never give. I don't expect every single time you see me for you to pour into me, because there's certain times when everybody goes through different things in their life. Some people at certain days, they need to be poured in, and the next day you need to be poured in, and then it's them and it's you. But it can't be the sort of relationship where it's always them, do this for me, do that for me. I want this, I need this. Yeah. My sister is toxic. My mom always says, you know how she is. So I set my boundaries and we don't talk. Now they know how I am. I set boundaries. Oh, you set. Yeah. I set boundaries and keep it moving. Yeah. And it's one of those things is I didn't just, because when I first got into my journey of my self love, and I started going to therapy and getting counseling sessions and all of that, I just would just block people. But before I go into the block mode and start blocking people, I had to go and tell people the reason why I can't be around them, because one of the things that my therapist was teaching me, just as I am maturing and becoming a better person, I also had to give them an opportunity to grow as well. So before I block people, before I remove people out of my life, I have to tell them the reason why I can no longer enable you. I can no longer do X, Y, and Z for you because of that. Now, if you are willing to, maybe you didn't realize it, maybe you're working on it, but if a person gets mad because you call them out on their personal, what is true, because that was the case for me. I can be transparent and honest with you, because I feel like that's the only way that you grow as a woman or as a man, is acknowledging what you have done and then working on yourself to be better. So once I realized that I was a person that when somebody would tell me something, I would get angry. Nobody likes to admit their faults and their flaws, but that's how you grow and be a better woman. And that's how when you don't grow, when you don't grow up, when you don't mature, if you keep doing the same things that you have always done, then you're not going to be a fun person to be around. And I can admit, now that I have grown into being a mature woman, that I cannot allow other people to take me backwards or to keep me stuck in a certain mode. I definitely have had certain goals that I'm working on to improve, and things that I want to do, and financial things that I want to meet, and certain things that I want to do for my business, so on and so forth. And have you ever noticed that if you're stuck in your life, okay? Now I'm speaking from my core. My core was telling me that certain individuals were causing me to be stuck. They're causing me to slow down, or they're putting their weight, their projections, their fears onto me. So that's why I couldn't move forward, because almost like the all the time, the weight of their negativity, the weight of their, their low vibrational, like they never raise their vibration, they never have something that they're achieving for, even saying like, I'm going through some things, but I'm gonna make it. I'm trying every day. I'm gonna keep my head up. That's, even if you're not where you want to be, just being around people who have that sort of attitude, like I'm not where I want to be, but I'm working on myself. I'm a work in progress. I know myself and I know my worth, and I know that I can do better, but it's just a matter of time. And if I don't have people like that in my life, they can just go to the side, right? Hey, Miss Purple, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're well. Appreciate you. Hey, Miss T, how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Um, yeah, Miss T. That's one of the things that I I'm just in that mode now for the past 4 or 5 months. And let me just say this: once you start to improve yourself, you start to feel better, not only emotionally, because you don't have all these people who are projecting all of their, negativity, their drama, their fears onto you. It's just too much to deal with. And it affects you emotionally, it affects you mentally, it affects you spiritually. It affects your rest. It makes your mind race when you're around people who are not accountable. And that bothers me. I can't deal with people like that can't admit their wrongs. And I let me just say it like this: those sort of people, let's just admit it. They're entitled, they're narcissists, they're lazy, and all of those things, and even more. Add to the list. The list goes on and on and on. And that's like giving yourself a little bit of poison. It's just a matter of time before them being around you is going to take you out. Them being around you is going to stop you from feeling better, from growing and maturing to whatever your course that you're supposed to be on. Because I believe 100% that every single person has some reason why they're here, and they need to be working on getting themselves aligned to that ultimate goal. And if you have people in your life and they're not working on themselves to be better than they were. Everybody has problems, everybody has flaws. But if you see the same people for years talking about what they're going to do and they never do anything, or they're always blaming everybody and they're never going anywhere, I just, I can't. I can't. So this was the first year where I didn't text anybody. I didn't text anybody. I didn't call anybody. I just was about me for once in my life. For once in my life that it was about me. And I felt good. It felt good for it to be just about me for once, that I didn't have to worry about the judgments and who was going to be there and would they like me, or they're going to be looking at me, the negativity. Oh, look, you gained weight. Or if you're wearing something, oh, look at what she's wearing. Oh, I wouldn't have wore those shoes. Or I don't like her hair. There always has to be something. Like, if it's a compliment, it's a backhanded compliment. I can't. I can't. I can't do the backhanded compliments. And I'm not trying to say it like I am better than anybody, but if you as a person are talking about others all the time, but I also never see you doing nothing. You stay in the space of negativity. You keep your vibes low. You're always gossiping about other people. You're never doing anything. All you ever do is complain. I can't stay in that. That it brings down my energy. It disrupts my peace. It doesn't make me feel good about myself. It kind of makes me feel blah. Like, I don't, yeah. So I can't be around those people. So I had a wonderful week where this week was just about me and filling up my cup and taking care of me. I got some good rest. I had some fun. Yeah. And I recommend that you guys all do something like that from time to time. You may not be able to afford anything big or huge, but even taking a day for you, whatever that is, whatever it is in your financial means, but do something for yourself. And another thing that I have been doing for me, for my health, is getting back to my exercise, and it's going to be different for everybody, but when I go for a walk, when I see the beach, when I'm in my personal time, this is where I connect spiritually. And because I was always so busy helping other people, I wasn't giving myself time to even hear that meditation, that voice, the answer that I needed back. Okay? The answer that I needed back to, because I don't know who is there. I'm not forcing my beliefs onto anybody, but for me, prayer is one thing, but the meditation is where I get my answer to what I have been praying for. And because I was always just praying, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. But if you don't slow down enough, if you don't give yourself that time to listen, okay, you're asking for this, you want this is what you say, but you got to slow down and you have to listen to what the spirit is saying to you. At least for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm just telling you where I am in my life. I had to slow down enough for me to get the answer. And the answer was telling me right there, you will be able to move forward. You will experience more peace. You will be able to do some amazing things, but you're going to have to cut the cord to certain people. And that was tough. But the more that I do it, is the happier I am. And the more I'm finding people who are more like minded like me. And it feels good to know that I'm not the only one that has cut off people, has blocked people, has, not been around people. And it feels good to say, I love myself, and because I love myself, I'm doing this for me. It doesn't have anything to do with them. It has nothing to do with jealousy. I'm not jealous of nobody. I'm just walking in my lane. I'm knowing my worth. I'm using my gifts. I'm giving to those who I'm supposed to give to, the ones that I'm drawn to, like a magnet, because that's what I'm about these days, giving back, and supporting, and not just being a person to always be supportive of other people that are never supportive of me. So that's where I am right now. Yeah, preach, my sister. You're welcome. I'm so glad you're better, Miss Purple. That's growth on your part. Yeah. I'm working on me, just like I always say all the time. I'm not perfect. I don't always do right, but I definitely feel like I'm at a space in my life where, if something happens, if I offend somebody, even if I don't mean to, I know how to apologize. I know how to say, man, and I said, man, Marlene, you are wrong for that, or you shouldn't have done that. I'm in that space where I can do that because um I've drawn away from people who don't. And when you're around people who are negative and selfish and all of that, you can't see it because you are negative like them. But once you get away from the negativity, I can easily see when I do something that's wrong. Be like, whoa, I got to check that. Like, what's that about? Yeah, that I feel like that's personal growth. Hey, King Morgan, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If everybody could hit the like, I really appreciate it. So, I just want to come in and talk to you guys about, following your gut instinct. It's going to be different for every person because everybody is in a different journey, a different space in their life. And it's about you doing what you need, to each of you gems, to each his or her own. Whatever it is that you personally need, that's what it's all about. Did I say hi to Miss Heather? I think I skipped that. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? Good to see you. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I hope you're well, and happy Tuesday to you. Um, I feel like everybody is on a different space. Some people are in that bitter, angry. they're still trying to process the things that they have been through in their life, the toxicity, the pain, the hurt, even, speaking up and saying, I did that. I admit it. I was wrong. So I've just left that part of my life. I think like the beginning of your life, you just, it's all about you, and you don't care how you treat other people, you don't care what you do. And then you get to the next level of your life where you start owning stuff, taking ownership, being accountable, learning to speak up for yourself, not doing things to please other people. I think that's the next level, and I'm trying to get to my third level where I can be around people, and even if they do something that can be offensive, it doesn't pull for my energy. So that's my next level. I'm working on it, not allowing other people to get under my skin. Yeah. Um, and it's a work in progress for real. Hey, bro, how you doing? Hey, realist one. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Tuesday. How's it going? So that's where I am. Hey, East, how are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you. Happy Tuesday to you all. So that's where I am in my life. I'm just trying to grow. I'm just trying to grow. That's all. I'm just trying to grow and be a better person. So that's one of the things that I'm definitely working on me. And hold on a second, guys. Um, that's one of the things that I like when you're working on yourself and you're trying to be better. There's always going to be some obstacles in the way. And I found for me, the biggest obstacle is my own self. We get in our own way, um, sabotaging our own success. You know, what we say to ourselves is so important. Um, uh, hold on. What we say to ourselves, I feel like that's one of the most important conversations that we can have is saying to ourselves, I'm worthy, I'm capable, I'm deserving, and not just saying it, being in a space where you can say it, but you believe it. Man, that's such an amazing place to be in. And that's where I am now. And it feels so good because I've come from a long way. For those of you who don't, um, what you call it, who don't know my story, I don't really share those stories over here. I share more of that on my podcast channels. But I've been through a lot of things, which I'm sure many of you gems have been through a lot in your life as well. Everybody has been through things. And I feel that some people think that their problems or what they have been through is more than yours. And I don't believe that. I feel everybody has issues. Everybody has had traumas, difficulty situations to where you had every reason to give up. You have every reason to give up, but you kept on fighting. You kept on enduring, and you got up over and over and over and over again. You never took no for an answer. You just keep going until you get your yes. So yeah, so shout out to all of you guys who are woman or man enough to admit that to yourself. Yeah, so I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of all of you gems, and I realize that not a lot of people have healthy relationships with relatives. Not everybody has a healthy relationship, and it can be tough. It's an issue. It's a it's a battle from day to day, but it's okay. When you have yourself, you always have your own best friend. Be your own best friend. And that's why I will always advocate and talk about how important it is to be your own friend and to take care of your mental health. Because when your mental health is not okay, you are not okay. And following that gut instinct, when it tells you that something isn't right with certain individuals in our life, whether it be a relative, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's in the workplace, certain individuals, like they're moving weird, they're acting snakish. That's my term. I don't like snakes. Yeah, girl, I'm not a snake person. So when somebody's acting snakish, I'm out. I got to go. Cold sometimes, hot the other. It's like you really can't gauge them. They're not one way. It's like their mood is always off. Like sometimes they're for you, other times they're not. It's I can't. I have to know where I stand with people, and I'm the type of person that even when I'm going through something, the people that I check for, the people that I care about will always know. And I understand that everybody processes it, things differently. Some people like to talk about the things that they're going through, and some people like to hold it in. And I just passed through about 5 or 6 years of releasing all of that, going into a deep dive of my past and, you know, thing by thing, taking it apart piece by piece. And yeah, taking it apart piece by piece, the traumas, the things that I've done, the things that they have done, and then learning to separate it. Okay, what did you do? What did they do? Now, what did you allow? Okay, so we have to not just say what people did to us, but we also have to be mature enough to say, what did I accept? Especially in a romantic relationship, you chose them. So I had to take ownership of that. Okay, I made a bad choice. Why did I make that choice? Because I didn't believe in myself enough? Or did I fall for the old okey doke? Was it a manipulation tactic? When you take that ownership, that's how you grow, and you don't keep making the same choices over and over again and keep choosing the same type of person or the same type of friend or the same everything. That's how you elevate and improve and become a better individual, because you can take ownership. I can own my mess. And I have no problem with saying I'm sorry. I have no problem saying thank you. I have no problem saying, yes, there was a time in my life where I was immature. I was insecure. I didn't know my worth, but trust me, that ain't today. And I hope that everybody who is here in the chat, or those who are watching in the replay, that you are living in that at this very moment, that you know your worth and then you believe it. It's a beautiful thing, Gems. It's a beautiful thing to not only know you are worth amazing things and that you can do amazing things, but you believe it. You believe it in here. And then because you believe it in here, now it can radiate to everybody that you meet, that you don't have to be bitter, that you don't have issues with trust. When you improve yourself, you improve everybody you encounter. Because something that I definitely learned when I was in therapy was, if I'm not healthy inside, if I haven't worked on myself, done the work on my inside, I haven't worked on my trauma, the skeletons in the closet, the things that I don't want to talk about, the things that make me feel uncomfortable, the things that I've been done dirtied, or that I've done dirty, or other people have done me dirty. And I'm at a space now where I can say, I know the difference. It's not a thing anymore where I just have to point fingers and it's everybody did to me. And it's not that way. You know, as you grow up and mature, you have to know that yes, there are some things that other people did, but also what did I do? What did I choose? What did I allow? Did I speak up for myself? Did I advocate for myself? Did I set boundaries, or did I enable their poor behavior? And you got to take ownership of that and say, yeah, I did. I enabled them. I didn't speak up for myself. I didn't leave when I should have. I shouldn't have gave them money. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. So it's all of those things. And then when you get to the root of that and find out the reason why you did it, I did that because I was trying to buy a friendship. I was trying to buy people's time. I didn't know better, or I was ignorant for the designs of their evil. Come on, somebody. Sometimes we really don't know because we're ignorant. There's certain things that maybe your parents or whoever raised you didn't get you ready for in this life. They didn't have those real conversations. Don't do this. Know that you deserve that. Sometimes some of us are just thrown out into this world. Okay, we're just thrown out there, and it's swim or sink. You have no other choice, so you just doing the best that you can. And sometimes you rise, sometimes you fall, but it's you don't allow yourself to stay down. You give yourself that permission to thrive. And I feel like that's the best money that I have ever spent in my life. For me, it's worth millions of dollars, getting that gift of healing, of peace, of forgiveness, a self ownership, that I don't feel guilty anymore, feeling that I have to please other people or make other people happy, or so many other things, that it's okay for me to just do me, be unapologetic. And yeah, whoever doesn't like it, that's their problem. For me, it was a issue with learning to decipher and to distinguish between what is that my mess, or is that theirs? Are they giving me their mess, or is that an unresolved issue? And there are some times that certain issues that come up, it's uncomfortable and we don't want to talk about it because it speaks to our past trauma. And when somebody touches it, touches a nerve inside of us. It teaches us something that we don't want to talk about. Hey, that part. Certain individuals, they do things that's always, touching on your nerve, right? hmm I have some people like that, and definitely, I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm maturing. And one of the things that I'm learning is learning to be in touch and in tune with my own personal light. Boy, the mentor that I had, that was, when I say that was a real woman who knew her worth and knew her light. She really had a story, and she mothered me, she grandmaed me, she friended me. Yeah. And gave me something way deeper. She gave me something way, way, way deeper than just self-love. She gave me that permission to thrive. And that's on a whole nother level. That's a whole nother topic that I'm going to talk about with my members on a live stream. But yeah, she definitely gave me that permission to thrive and raise my vibration, raise my energy. So all of those things. Let me read your comment, Miss T. You can't pick your friends. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. Miss T, I think I'm a little bit different with that, because the people that I am related to, I don't call those people my family. Family is who I make it, because my mentor, that was my family. But that's my personal view. I think that there's a lot of people you can't choose the blood that runs in your veins. You can't choose that. That just happens automatically. But I choose who my family is. I choose the people who are loyal to me, and I am loyal to them, and those are my family. As I have come into my awareness, I love my family, and 90% of the people that are in my family are not people who have blood running through their veins. There are people that I have met, and they have nurtured me in a way. Some people have nurtured my spirit. Some people have taught me about peace. So every single person that I have in my life have given me a certain gift to help me to elevate to my light that is within, given me the strength to say, share your story. Don't be ashamed. Walk with your head up. Don't be ashamed. Know your worth. Believe in your light. You're amazing. And if you don't have people like that who in your life who are applauding you, and you only have people in your life that are always looking at you out the corner of your eye, or they're always passing judgments about you, and you think you're better than me, and oh, you think that you're better than everybody now, or you're jealous. Mm-mm. You don't need those type of people in your life. You deserve so much more than that. I used to give people chance after chance. I don't want to go through that anymore. You mess up, you have to go. Right, Missy? Every single person has to know. For me, I have certain things that I give multiple chances for, like mundane things. But when it's bigger things, like there's certain things that it's one, you don't even get two or three strikes. One time you mess up and you're done. There's certain things, it depends on the level, it depends on the relationship that we have. And I had to also learn to separate certain things, that certain people, that's a business relationship, that's an associate, that's a relative, and these are my intimate, my family people, my family who I hold close to my heart. And the people who are my family, those are the people that I can give chance after chance after chance, because I know when they do something to me, they don't do anything to hurt me. Whereas a relative or an associate does not care. But I know, the ones that really do care and are trying and are supportive of you. And that's something that I learned in my elevation and my growth in therapy, that those people who I hold close to, that I only let come so far, so close to me, they finally got in the bubble. They've got in my bubble, that they could never do anything to me where I would never forgive them. I will always forgive them because, yeah, because of lots of different reasons. Because I know when they do things to me, sometimes when people are saying things to us, we get mad at certain things that they're saying, because what they're saying makes us uncomfortable, because we're not ready for that. Boy, we do not are not always ready to hear what we need to hear. That part too. And that made me upset for a lot of years, is because there are people who just believe in us so much, and they can see our potential, they can see us growing, but it's not until you're ready for certain things, until you can have certain things. So, yeah, 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 all of that. Hi, Miss Rashid. How are you doing? Welcome. Hey, Miss V. How are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Let's see what else I missed. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing? Welcome in. Those earrings. So, Marlene, stay sharp. I love beaded. I love beaded earrings. That's my jam. Good to see you too. It be them side eyes and then for me. Yeah. Um, One of the things that I definitely had to learn is that when people would give off that energy and give you the side eye, and the reason why it takes away from you, okay, when somebody does something is because you're allowing people to give, you're giving them too much power over you. You're letting them get inside of you too much. And there's certain things that you say, I love you, but you can only go this far. There's certain people that, even a person I'm in a relationship, there's a certain bubble, like certain levels, right, of my bubble. Like you can only get this far. And this bubble right here, this is my personal bubble. And you can't touch that. That's what I have formed. That's what I have worked on. That's my elevation. So regardless of what they think or do or whatever, it doesn't hit me like it used to, because now I know my worth. Now I know who I am as a woman, and I don't let other people's projections, imperfections, um, get to me like it used to be before. Because before, when I would see people and then I'd be like, why are they looking at me like that? Now it's just like, uh, poor thing. I should pray for them. It doesn't like, oh, who do they think they are, or why are they looking at me? Now it's like my dad always said, you gotta be like a duck and just let that negativity, all those beads of negativity, just go right off you. Just whoop, all that beads of negativity. Yep. People be out here jealous of your struggle. I know, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. It don't make no sense. Yes, Miss V. People just, I don't know. I really don't know what is other people's problem. I really don't know. I don't know other people's problem, but I had to learn to stop letting that affect me. I had to let people, because you all know Marlene is about her hustle. I have multiple things that I work on at all the time. Actually, I got three phones looking at me. Got my business phone. I got that phone. I got the personal phone, and and I'm also live. So I'm always a multitasker. I always got things going on. So for me, my issue is if I give someone my personal time, time is money for me. I'm like, come on, get to it. Um, if a person wastes my time, that's one of the number one ways you can't come back. Because you stop me from developing something by your foolishness. One thing that I don't do, like I used to before, I don't let anybody waste my time. I don't do lateness, especially if somebody's trying to impress me. And you're late, I'm not impressed anymore. You can go. Yeah, you can go. Bye bye. If a person doesn't value my time, you don't value me, and you got to go. That's where Marlene is. That's where I am in my elevation of my life. I don't have time to waste because time is money, and Marlene got to make hers. So I got to say thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you guys. Shout out to all you gems. I hope that you guys are doing good. You're taking care of yourself. You're walking in your light. And let me tell y'all something before I bounce out of here. Every single one of us has a light from within. I'm talking too much, but I'm going to share it because it's on my spirit, and my spirit says, tell them this message. Okay. Um, don't let other people bring you down with their negativity. It's about your energy, how you feel. Okay. And when other people are pulling and taking from you, from where you're trying to direct your light or your blows, things that you're working on, you got to get rid of those people, because they're going to stop you from being who you should be. and you're not going to be able to be who you should be. You're not going to be able to feel how you need to feel. You're not going to be able to be at the financial means that you deserve to be at, because they're pulling from your energy, thus stopping your peace, stopping your financial flow, stopping you from being focused and being who you deserve to be. Unfortunately, there's some people that we know that don't deserve you, who need to hear that message. There are some people who don't deserve you. Yeah, so that's the message, everybody. Thank you guys so much for supporting Life with Marlene. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Um, I am not sure when I'm going to do another live. I think maybe Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure, but I always put them up in advance. Yeah. So all of those things. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you guys. Have a great and wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to be live on my podcast channel, Marlene Saunders Show. I think at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those of you who want to come over there, I welcome you. And thank you so much for supporting Life with Marlene. And I will see you on the next video, live stream, or premiere. And I have to say, love your life. Love your life. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking to you, Gems. Love your life and know your worth enough to believe it and put in the action, put in the work to be who you deserve to be. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.